Dang. I can't believe he actually did this. He actually did it.
This $1 million for real? What's up, GQ Sports? I'm Donovan Mitchell, and this is how I spent my first million. Originally from Westchester, New York, but I live in Greenwich, Connecticut now. That's where I went to school. Where we're at right now, went to Greenwich Country Day School from 3rd grade to 9th grade. Grew up playing baseball, stopped in about 10th grade and started taking up basketball. And the next thing you knew, I was playing at Louisville. And after 2 years, I tried to test the waters, as they say, for the NBA. And I was thankfully drafted 13, and now here we are. The NBA was definitely the ultimate goal, but for me, it was like, okay, how do I, get to college? Then it became really a reality, like I could really do this. And, throughout the process, that's when it became like, all right, like this is what I want to do, take care of my family and make sure that they don't have to work a day in their life and make sure they're all set, my mom, my sister, and my dad. So you sign the contract and then you advance. I think that's when you're like, whoa, because you're getting money from, when you're doing the process, you have endorsement deals, you have like cards you sign, so you're getting money off of that. But, when your first paycheck hits, it's like, whoa, like, this is my job, this is what I do. You can see the details of my first rookie contract right here.
Four years, $14.3 million. So after taxes and stuff, looking at about $7 million or so, right? About $7 million to take home. And that's indicative of every online guru you see online, right? So once they show you an income claim, let's say they're making $10,000 per month, right? A cool, $10,000 puts you at about, I guess, the 40, depending on what state or province you are, but like, let's just say 30% of that goes towards taxes. You're now left with $7,000, right? Now, you also have business expenses, potential refunds, and a host of other business expenses that accompany that $10,000 income claim, right? So, it's not all sunshine and roses. As you know, there's a host of celebrities, because a lot of athletes, content creators, influencers in general, they're self-employed, right? Therefore, they don't get their taxes taken from them before they get their paycheck.
137 million?
Yes, and if I don't pay up, I'll go to jail for tax evasion. I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
The average person who's working on W-2 or whatever is employed, they get their taxes taken out of their paycheck beforehand, right? So as a result, it is the influencers, the businesses' responsibility to save a portion of the money they're making throughout the year for taxes come April, March, whatever. And this is why you tend to see a lot of actors, influencers in general, experience tax evasion charges or tax liabilities. They were trying to find a way to avoid taxes, right? So it's not all sunshine and roses, pretty much.
Generally, after my 3rd year, you can get extended in your contract, and I was fortunate to get an extension for 5 years, and was supposed to be 205, but someone didn't make All NBA. However, that may have happened. So you lost some, but no one's complaining. I'm still blessed and still able to be able to provide for my family and give back to my mom and sister. So I'm okay. You can see the details of my extension right here. So you guys heard about how I made my first $1 million. Now you guys can hear about how I spent my first $1 million. First thing I bought was my mom a car, and I got her a nice Audi that she always wanted, so that was about $50. It was something that I told her I wasn't gonna get her, because she was like, I would love to get this car. I was like, yeah, maybe in like 5 years, 6 years, Once I heard that, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna get in the works of trying to find a way to get this car for her. We had a homestand. I was here in New York for like 5 days, and I drove up here and brought the car. Actually, I gave it to her here at the school, and pulled up while she was working and walked her out, and she was able to get it. So that was pretty special for me.
When it comes to car purchases, you always get the most bang for your buck by buying it 2 or 3 years used, right? If it was released in 2021, your best bet is to buy it between 2023 and maybe 2020, right? That's the best time to avoid the heavy depreciation, because the person who bought it new, right, they'll never be able to sell it for the same price that they bought it. So you avoid that depreciation. But then once the car gets a bit older, you start having some maintenance issues. So the best time to buy a car is between the 3rd and I believe the 8th year of ownership.
The sweet spot. And the sweet spot occurs at about the 2nd year and goes till the 8th year And that would, if you're putting on 12,000 miles a year, that would be between 24,000 and 96,000 miles. And this sweet spot is what I consider the best financial choice to own a car.
So again, if it's made in 2021, the best time to own it is between 2023 and 2029 or so. And oftentimes people will go in and finance a car as opposed to buying it used.
Beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Your best bet is to pay yourself the car payment, right? So let's say a car payment is typically, let's say, $250, right? Instead of financing a car and paying the interest charges on that car and all that other stuff, pay yourself $250, right? That means after 10 months, you should have at least $2,500 saved up for a car. Buy it used. Do the same thing again. Every 10 months, save up, upgrade your car. Save up, upgrade your car. Save up, upgrade your car. And that's how you get a brand new car without ever having car payments, basically.
The next thing I got was myself a car, and that was a Porsche Panamera. That was probably about 90 right there. When I was working out, I'd seen it in LA, and I was like, man, that car looks dope, you know, and then I got it with a all black, red interior, some red rims. You know, obviously red's my favorite color, so that was something for me that, you know, I was like, man, I love for that to be my first car, and I was able to get it, and so yeah, it was my first purchase, my first car purchase. The next thing, you know, I think for me was the save some money for my sister's college tuition, $300,000 right there. Fortunately, she was able to play lacrosse. She's in where she's at school at now, but I was able to get her and make sure I have that money set aside for her.
That's dope. That's dope. When it comes to even gifts, right? Giving family and friends gifts. My mindset is always like this. Okay, what type of gift can I give them that would help them make more money in the future? Or help them save more money in the future or be out of debt? Oh, yes. I was going to say yes. Listen. Okay, listen, Shambo. Arguably, the best gift idea you can give someone, especially nowadays, is a dash cam. Why? Why? You know, there's this thing called traffic violations, traffic tickets, and people who are, you know, they are phishing police officers. No shade. But police officers have been known to have certain quotas that they need to hand out parking tickets or whatever type of ticket. So I would highly recommend, you know, as a gift idea, a dash cam, top tier gift. I'll probably link that in the description or pinned comment of this video. Dash cam, bro. Dash cam. Everyone needs a dash cam.
Good, how are you?
When you roll by, I can see now wearing your seatbelt. Did you just come from somewhere right there, or like?
No, I've had it on the whole time.
Have you?
Yeah, I have
a
a camera with it. I mean,
Do you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listen, that's why I'm not Johnny Jump to Conclusions,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
When you roll by, I see down, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
So, like,
I mean, I
right.
could show you the video if you want it. That's why I have one of those.
good talk. Then.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
No
Drive
problem.
safe, all right?
Hey, I appreciate it.
Video starts as James is pulled over by an officer of the Arkansas State Police for an alleged speeding violation.
Do you want my license registration?
Yeah, if you don't care.
What's the reason for stopping me?
First off, okay, I'm Trooper Jackson Little with the Arkansas State Police, okay?
I appreciate that.
The reason I'm pulling you over is speeding. You know how fast you're going?
I do.
How fast are you going?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, I got you going 87 and 65, man. That's a little quick.
I got this dash cam here.
Yeah.
And it records my speed.
Okay, how fast does it say you're going?
I'm not going to answer that question, but
okay.
I know it wasn't that. This is
okay.
Registration,
how fast
insurance.
You think you were going,
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
Luckily for James, he has installed a dash cam in his vehicle that records video, location, and speed. Similar incidents that end up going to court are beat or often flat out dismissed when evidence of speed through a dash cam is shown. And that's great news for James because the officer is claiming that he was going 87 in a 65 zone, 22 miles faster than the limit. And in Arkansas, speeding is automatically considered reckless if you're going 15 miles per hour over the posted limit. First-time violators may be fined up to $500, sentenced to between 5 and 90 days of jail time, and subject to license suspension of up to a year.
Right? As I've gotten older, as I've grown up, the best gifts are paid bills, okay? The best gifts are paid bills, you know what I'm saying?
Do something else! Do something else! That's it! That's all we want! Do something else! Hold shit!
Like for me personally, Perhaps it's just a minimalist in me, right? But I don't need too much stuff. I just give me the basic necessities of life, debt free, have some income, have some emergency funds in my savings, and I'm good to go. Right? Like the other day, right, for my brother's birthday, my goal was to give him $100 to open up a high interest savings account with this bank called EQ Bank. It's here in Canada. I'm sure there's others in the States or UK, right? I gave him $100 so that he could put that into a high interest savings account. I think the interest is about 1.25 or 1.5. It's not much, but something. It at least counteracts inflation, right? So now that money that I gave him will now make him money for the foreseeable future, whether it's $1, $2, $5, eventually. That's how you actually give a good gift, right? Gifts that will benefit them financially long term.
Next purchase, I got my sister a car, so I made sure my sister was set. That was 60. She's always wanted a Jeep. I was able to get her a Jeep Sahara, and I offered to trick it out for her, but she was like, no, I want it real simple. And I was like, all right, cool. That's something for me. I wanted to make sure my family was always set with whatever they wanted. Just kind of spoil them a little bit, or a lot of it, as much as I possibly could. And then the fifth one, the first part is I got my money down payment on my mom's home. The other part is also putting money towards my foundation. You know, that's giving back through Spider Cares, giving back to kids in the community, giving back to just people in need. You know, I think for me, just kind of taking that upon myself, you know, understanding that with the money that I make, you know, not giving everything away, but, you know, understanding just being able to help change people's lives in that way, I think is huge for me. $250 for the foundation and $250 for the home. This is $1 million for real?
Not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good so far. I would say in terms of like, my goal has always been, people always talk about investing in the stocks, Roth IRA, 401k. But arguably my focus, I'm not sure about some of y'all, but my focus is really just getting rental property. Rental property, I feel like it does the same as stocks, right? Because you get the appreciation in the value of the home typically, right? Especially if you get in a good environment. Plus you also get the monthly cash flow paid out to you per month from people you're renting to. Usually the monthly cash flow from a stock isn't usually as high unless you have a substantial amount of money, right, to put into it. But my goal is right now, basically, is rental property, build up emergency fund. Recently just got out of like debt. So like that should be like everybody's main goal, getting some type of property. Property is arguably people's biggest or easiest wealth builder, I should say. And of course, the foundation, right? You know, in the past, I used to be like, oh, wow, this person gave this amount of money to the foundation. They're such a good Samaritan. And of course, it is good. I'm sure he's a good Samaritan, right? It's also the tax benefit of paying less taxes, right? So, for example, you make $1 million and you give away, let's say, $250K. That lowers your overall taxable income compared to keeping $1 million and paying at a higher tax bracket. So, would you rather pay more taxes to keep all your money, or give it away and pay a lower tax bracket? Especially when they come up with their own foundation. So they're really just paying themselves in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It is the whole self-employed tax thing. It goes deep. That's why a lot of them tend to, if they're not careful, get into issues with the IRS, CRA, whatever federal tax governing body in the respective country. Basically, it's two mindsets, right? When I buy this, will I make more money off of this purchase? Or when I buy this, will I save more money in the long term? Those two mindsets with regards to your daily purchasing decisions will filter out a lot of the BS things you might intend on buying. And obviously, always paying yourself first is arguably the most basic fundamental of personal finance. Whatever you're getting, just $2,000, even to $100, even to $50, but you're always putting a certain amount of money directly into your savings account. And one step further, right, when it comes to credit card management, coming from someone who's personally been in $12,000 of credit card debt, I'd highly advise you never ever go above 20% credit card utilization. So for example, my $1,000 credit card limit, right? I never ever go above $200. Let's say I'm at 198 or 210, for example, right? Before I use that credit card again, I pay off the balance, or I pay it down to maybe $50 or $100, and then I use the credit card again. But if I have a larger purchase, let's say it's $800, for example, I might still use it, but I'm literally paying the credit card bill, or I'm putting money towards my credit card within seconds of making that large purchase. So constantly having that awareness of making your own self-imposed credit card limit ensures that you never get into credit card debt. Follow that procedure and you will never be in credit card debt. And if you follow the procedure of paying yourself a car payment to ultimately buy a car used and leveling up each year or so, or every 2 years, that will ensure that you never have car debt or financing debt either from cars. You know what I'm saying? But while you look right here, yeah, watch my past video right here on how to rent an apartment despite having bad credit or an eviction on your record, or watch my other video right here on the hidden costs of moving in and living with your boyfriend or girlfriend. But as always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. How you lot doing today? Stay with me. I'm doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. No cap. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces. Bow.
That's my drip and it's not for free. That's my drip and it's not for free. Then if I stay on my back, then I make them leave. Whole team sauce on deck when we stepping clean. Now I feel so alive and I feel so free. Whole team feels so free. I bring the cream, I'm the cream to the crop. Cropping them out, take them clean up my shot. I got the difference to make a big difference from having them still to start making a pop. Still making bangers when even it's pop. Taylor Swift and these brothers no shaking it off. I started picking apart their positions and realized the ones that were close were an up. Noise